Jeans, please.
Oh, welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back.
Next episode of Bar Talk. We hit a milestone today.
Awesome.
Episode 30.
30. Dang.
I know. We're kicking it back, man.
Sweet.
This is great. So yeah, hopefully you guys have caught the last couple episodes since we came back and from a long break, and we're back to it weekly, and we're excited to be back with you guys listening and just talking about everything that's going on.
And there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot happening.
So before we get into some stuff, I realized that I haven't done yard work in probably 10 years or maybe longer than that.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
honestly, probably longer, because when we
Yeah.
lived here, this place doesn't require you to do yard work either.
Correct. Right.
So probably 15 years.
Yeah.
So
yeah, probably.
being that I'm in a house now and responsible for yard and grass and all the maintenance that goes with having a house, I did cut grass for the first time the other day, which was it was great.
Was it?
Yeah. But what sucked though is we talked about this thing before. All the freaking rain we've had
Oh God.
made our grass, everyone in our street, their grass is probably 8 to 10 inches right now.
Yeah, because it's so wet.
It's
you can't,
so wet.
and then it just makes it that much worse because it's so long and it's thick.
Yeah.
And it's
Very thick.
Yeah.
And I was a little concerned at first because I got the mower fired up pretty quickly, and on a push mower you got the bag and all that. And
yeah.
I swear I got 2 to 4 feet into the yard and it's shut off, and I was like, oh shit. So then I checked the bag, and then it was already clogged up underneath, and I was like, oh, this is gonna suck.
Yeah.
But luckily I emptied it. I got to a point where I was I had to push, but I got the whole yard cut.
Yeah.
There were a few moments where it was because the ground is soft and the grass was so thick, I emptied that bag 8 times.
Holy crap.
Our trash can was almost just full of grass.
And just set it higher too. Cut it so it's longer too.
Yeah, I do need to do that.
That way,
because I did cut it really short.
That way, it won't be as bad, as difficult. And then once it starts to dry out, then you can lower it a little bit.
But I think now that it's short, I could probably raise it and then just cut it normally going forward. But now I'm realizing it's so funny. Once you get into that whole rhythm of doing those things, you're like, shit, man, I need to trim up the edges now. I got to get a weed whacker. I gotta do this. And then now I'm looking at all the landscaping around the house. I'm like, damn, I got to go through these bushes and I got to trim this and I got to remulch. And now I'm just in that mode of now I want to do yard work.
Yeah.
Now that we're getting into the spring, summer part of the year. And I'm kind of excited about it, honestly.
I've always enjoyed it. I like doing it. I really do.
Yeah. And I guess being out of it for so long, I didn't realize back when I did do it, I'm like, oh, this isn't really that bad. It's actually
No, especially I when the weather is nice too. It's it's nice to be outside.
It is.
Do
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
So that's been cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what's going on?
Nothing really. I mean, I don't have any major updates from a personal standpoint. What about you?
Yeah, I got some things to talk about.
Okay.
Probably going to be all over the place, but we'll go one thing at a time.
That's the best way to do it.
Yeah. So the first thing is, have you been seeing all these scientists and
yes,
and
the missing / dead
disappearing?
scientists.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of crazy.
Very.
And not surprising, but
No.
at the same time, it's whenever this stuff comes up, I mean, it wouldn't come up if it wasn't. I mean, there's obviously people out there that dig, and things come out, and then people start talking about it. And
Yeah.
I don't have too many specifics on it, but I did note down a couple people that had went missing.
Mm-hmm.
This first one was Josh LeBlanc, who's a mechanical engineer for NASA, mysteriously disappeared in a car crash.
Yeah, is this a guy that's
He's 29
Alabama,
years old.
lives in Alabama or something, and is he had a Tesla, and
Yes.
it was somehow involved in a car accident, and then
But
it
his
just
body wasn't found.
it just burned the entire car,
Yes.
and
So, and Teslas, I believe, have cameras and stuff too.
yeah, they
that,
have all kinds of data that you can
that
get,
collects
the black box
information.
from an airplane kind of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
So that whole thing's interesting because a body was never found.
Yeah.
And this guy was pretty significant when it came to like working on like engineering rockets and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and
he was working on some like propulsion stuff or something like that. Yeah.
Right. So furthering like technology through NASA and engineering and all that, which is just crazy. And then this other one, who's a bit older, he's moved his way up. He was I forget his first name, but his name's McCaslin.
Okay.
Older guy. He was Air Force Major General.
Oh, the Major General. Yeah.
He's the guy that like 10 years ago, I think it was like about 10 years ago, when Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 was like an inside intel for him and like giving him all this information, and they were talking about, you know, aliens and UFOs and all this stuff. And
Right. Okay.
he also mysteriously disappeared. And his wife actually called in.
Right.
And saying that like, yeah, like, you know, I got up one morning and he wasn't here. Right. And like his car, his phone, everything was home. Like she even's like, I went in the garage and checked for like bicycles, and like all of our belongings were at the house. Yeah. And she's like, it's crazy because he was like dealing with some medical issues, I think, recently. Okay. But it's just strange that like out of nowhere he was just gone.
Yeah. And I haven't dug into this a whole lot. I had read an article, and the person who wrote this article had this chart basically describing how these people are not connected to each other, like that they knew each other like personally or anything, but like projects that they were working on and who was funding what. Yeah. And so like apparently all of these people are somehow connected in that way. Mm-hmm. And I did see, it's probably like maybe like 3 weeks ago, somehow the question came up at a White House presser, asking the press secretary, was she aware, or was the administration aware of this or whatever? And the answer was kind of weird because it almost implied as like, we're aware of it, but she made it sound like she said, like, we don't know about it, but it was. And then within days, all of a sudden, supposedly the Department of Justice is investigating this.
Yeah. So, because she seemed like she was like under kind of some kind of like
we can't really talk about it.
If she seemed like if she were to talk about it, something, you know.
Yeah, could happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is just also really suspicious. So.
Yeah, but like you said, not surprising.
No, it's really not. And you know, the last couple of years, we've seen, you know, a lot of these hearings where people have been like questioned and asked about like some of their experiences and like their work they did on certain projects, and a lot of them were whistleblowers and did come out and say stuff, and then the others stayed pretty silent.
Yeah, well,
so
I think the best thing to do is just keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
unfortunately. You're gonna end up dead.
It just really makes you wonder, though. Like, I don't understand why, in the age that we live in, why does I probably already know the answer to this question, but just speaking vaguely, just like, why as a society and a government, especially in our country, but I'm sure around the world too, do we hide everything? Like, what is so, at this point, what it would be so surprising that we have to like absolutely hide from the general public? Like, I just don't understand it.
Well, I agree with you. I don't either.
And like, it almost seems like we're trying to stunt our progression.
And all it does is it continues to create more mistrust.
Yeah, and speculation.
The government and all these like these NGOs and all these entities and that are operating under the umbrella of the federal government. It just makes people go, I don't trust anything. But you can't, you know?
It's just amazing that like we, as like government officials and the world leaders, that we're like, our head is so big that we just like have to be in control of the whole thing.
Yep.
And not let anything else in or out that might or might not be there.
But like you said, I mean, other than maybe, you know, some of the things that are related to national security or military, you know, information, what are they going to tell us, especially like the whole UFO thing? Like what are you going to tell us that is going to be so bad for people to know? What are you going to tell people? We're
in 2026. I mean, like, there really isn't much out there. that would really surprise anyone at this point.
I mean, I guess unless it was like Men in Black, where like the president of the United States is actually an alien.
Yeah, right. Well, did you see? It's funny that we're going right onto this because it's all kind of playing together.
Yeah.
Did you see the? There's this YouTube channel that like does these like short, quick clip conspiracies of like of history of the world or whatever.
Okay.
And this guy was like, I guess something about Donald Trump and his son being time travelers.
Dude, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I haven't seen that specific one, but I have seen that floating around out there on social media.
Some of the images are kind of crazy, but at the same time, it's just like, really? Like, there's no way.
And there was something about like this, a book or something that was written in like the 1800s or something, and it was about somebody named Baron Trump.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And then so there was the word Trump like on the top of this like sculpture or something. I forget what it was. And to me, I was like, this is crazy.
Right.
There's no way. But it's funny because that kind of tied right into that.
The whole time, like, and the time traveling thing. I mean, like, I believe in that there's some weird stuff that's going on out there, right? But the time traveling thing is one that I can't quite get my arms around.
Well, the further we
one.
get into like, learning about how space works and like the universe and all that, and like, movies have done a good job in more recent years of portraying like the more realism of like how time travel would work and like just outer space in general. And like, I think as like humans, we're like, not that I'm not trying to say we've stunted our growth or our advancing our minds or anything, but it just feels like as time goes on and we further advance technology rather than ourselves, like I think we're just not fully capable of understanding time. Like our perception of time is what it is. Like we follow a clock and like,
and calendars and
and all this stuff.
And it makes you want, like, without that, what would that look like? I mean, I know ancient cultures had, they went by seasons, and planting and harvesting and these things like that, right? So they also established a way to kind of measure time, right? But yeah, and now it's like we are just so locked into the calendar and the clock, and everything we do is predicated on that.
Yeah, and like there's things out there where like they say like with black holes out in the middle of space or wormholes or whatever, anything like that, like all of that stuff also affects time. So it's like there's time dilation and the idea of relativity, and it's like the closer you are to a black hole speeds up time, and then like say you're like in the orbit of a black hole versus being on Earth, like you might be in a black hole for like 5 minutes, but like 15 years has passed on Earth. It's like that kind of like, it's weird. So I think it's at the point where it's like we really can't comprehend the concept of time, really,
Yeah, no, you're right.
And so time travel, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, I feel like, I guess depending on which point in time and space you're in is more of like, it's not really like going to the future, going to the past. It's more of like the universe is just in a constant like revolving. I don't know how to really explain. I'm not a scientist, but like it's hard to explain, but you kind of know what I'm saying.
I do. I know what you're saying. And I think that's why maybe for me, it's just like, I can't quite comprehend that. And it doesn't, and I think, and two, it's like when you have these, like some of these people that have these theories about it, it's like, oh yeah, here's a picture of this person, or, you've seen the pictures of like from the 1930s where it looks like a person's got an iPhone. Yeah. Those types of things. And it's like, kind of like, yeah, well, is that like, okay. Yeah. I'm not sure I can buy that, but all right.
Yeah. Well, since we're on like the kind of conspiracy route right now, throw these couple little things out there that I thought were very strange. It has to do with the CIA. So in like 1970s era, like 75, the CIA they first started to develop this project where they were going to use cats as spies. They've never confirmed if this was a actual true project, but there was some evidence that they were going to take cats because they found that cats were kind of like, because they're so silent, like cats can pretty much, if you didn't notice a cat, you wouldn't know they're there. Yeah. And anyone that owns cats, this, but they were going to install these microphones on cats, and they were training these animals to like infiltrate and get information. But then they discovered that the felines were easily distracted by like birds and other things and wanted to go hunt for food because it's a natural thing in their DNA. So then that project totally. So they finally got the cat trained. The first one was like fully successful. The second they did the job, the cat got hit by a car. And then they completely scrapped the project. So then they went back to the drawing board. So that one was called the Acoustic Kitty Spy.
And this is like a real thing?
Yeah, this is like full documents and everything about this.
Okay.
And then this one, there's even more evidence because there's an actual piece of it in the museum.
Okay.
But this one was called the Insectothopter. And they basically created a small robotic dragonfly.
I've
Have you
heard
seen
about
that?
this one. Yes.
So that one had a like a small camera in the head, tiny little battery, microphone in the body, and then like it was operated by like a remote controller.
Yeah.
For the operator, and it was to like infiltrate and get information and record audio.
Yeah, I have heard about that.
But then that was also a design flaw because whenever if it was like going outside to like, you know, say you were on a park bench and you were flying by, like the wind would catch it and it would just fly off. Away. So then that project also got scrapped. But it's just like kind of crazy, like even back then, like what we were trying to attempt as far as like technology and like in the military and CIA.
Yeah, well, we were so hell bent on getting information, especially, you know, during the Cold War era. Yeah. You know, it was like we've got to figure out ways to get as much information as we possibly can.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
That's funny. The cat thing is funny.
The cat thing got me. I was like, "There's no way." Because I was watching. I was like the Donald Trump thing with his son, and then the CIA like spy equipment. I'm just like, my God, none of this stuff even seems real.
Well, and you know, we've talked about it on here before, but the whole the remote viewing thing.
Yes,
like that was it. Yeah. Like they spent a long time and a lot of money doing that, and it's just kind of that whole thing is just really
and there's still
bizarre.
people now that who are attempting it themselves and like who have studied it and like meditated and figured out how to supposedly do it. I mean,
it's
also one of those things too that like it's not that I don't believe it. I mean, because I feel like anything's possible at this point, but it's just like, how do you get yourself in that headspace to be able to do that? Like, because I know it's it's not like fully going to sleep, but it's definitely meditating.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And it's, you know, it's like this whole like clairvoyant thing. And, you know, obviously not just anybody has that ability, but like the weird thing is like, at what point in your life do you realize that you can actually do that?
Right. You know, actually this is a good point to bring up, because one, I think dreams are also partially part of that too, because I mean, this doesn't happen to everyone, but I personally have had dreams where I'm like, how did my mind just come up with that and go to that place where it felt like I was somewhere on some random ship or planet or whatever.
Right.
And it just like, you wake up and you literally feel like you experienced something. Like,
yeah.
And I've experienced like full lifetimes in dreams before, and it's
really?
like, it's wild. I don't know if I ever told this story or not. I think I might have told you off camera one time.
You might have.
I did, I think.
Yeah.
But our friend Tony, she's the one that I want to have on here who would have a lot to say about this stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely have to make an episode about remote viewing, telepathy, all that kind of stuff. Like just anything. She has some pretty big insight on this world.
And I'd be interested to hear her take on it. But like my take on it is that like we said, not everybody has the ability to do that. And I think it's like your brain makeup. You know how they talk about left brain people and right brain people and all that kind of stuff. And there's science behind that as being accurate. Sure. You know, like some, you know, people who are more creative aren't necessarily as analytical and vice versa. You know, people that are numbers oriented or science oriented don't have like the same creativity. But I also believe that you can kind of train yourself in a way to utilize more of that part of your brain if you really want to.
It's like you just have to like tune into it yourself. Yeah. Like, you know, it's like your third eye opening, or, you know, it's kind of like, you know, like that whole theory.
Yeah, I think you can do it. I mean, maybe not quite to the level of a person that's like a super creative individual, but you can, but there's still, there's still ways to be like a creative individual without you might not be doing paintings or
Right.
writing an opera or something like that, but there's other ways that you can be creative.
Yeah. No, I think I would really I got to talk to her about getting on here, because that could be a pretty lengthy episode and really interesting, because like her and I've talked about quite a few things, and I've seen some of the stuff she does, and I think for you to be able to ask her questions and like just hear what she has to say too will just be like, it's pretty wild, because it gives you like a more of an understanding from someone who like actually experiences those things for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and we've heard the stories too about people that like have gotten hit by lightning,
Sure.
right? And then they're like the next day or 2 weeks later, all of a sudden they like can speak 7 languages, or they can play the piano, and they never touched an instrument in their entire lives or whatever. Like that's like, and that's not just like a one-off story. I mean, there's a lot of those types of stories out there.
And
it's
like
really
we've talked in the past, there's been multiple stories since like the early 60s, 70s of people being abducted or like disappearing for a certain amount of time and coming back, and like having these like pretty vivid descriptions of what they experienced. And it's like, no one just makes that up. Like you just,
no, I don't.
I mean, most people don't. I mean, if you
agree.
experience something like that, I don't see how, just like anyone that has like a paranormal experience, like you alone, that's a personal interaction experience that you had with something, whether it was an entity or not, but you felt it and you're able to describe it, and whether you experience that with another person or not, that's a different story. But
yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
interesting. Yeah, I'd be very interested to have her come on here and talk about some of that stuff, because that's pretty cool. I mean, it's interesting stuff.
It is. I still want to have Jason on here too, because he's got some awesome encounters as far as like paranormal, and been to a lot of haunted places around the country. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely.
Well, moving on from that, before I get into some other things, I wanted to follow up on the success of Project Hail Mary is astounding right now.
Yeah.
So, as you all know, Project Hail Mary was a book written by Andy Weir, who was just adapted into a film with Ryan Gosling. So, the box office success, it's the highest grossing Amazon MGM film, first sci-fi film to reach $300 million in 3 weeks. Globally, $500 million, with only a 32% drop in our country as far as like viewings every week. Mm-hmm. And then globally, only a 5% drop, which is extremely rare.
Wow.
So the movie is kicking it still.
Dang.
And it's the biggest opening of 2026. And it is now done so well that it's not going to streaming. And they are extending the theater time. So it's essentially... It's not getting re-released, but they're extending the time in theater until like midsummer, I guess.
Really?
So this will probably be one of the longest movies to be in theaters in recent years.
That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy, like the amount, and this is going to get into what I wanted to talk about, like the originality of something on this scale for a movie to do this well is just, it's insane.
Well, and maybe I'm sure all the movie executives are just drooling right now, thinking like, oh, this is like the comeback, right? The comeback of the movie theater, like going to the movies.
Yes.
Because that's just been sort of so over the last 6 years since the COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like Steven Spielberg said something recently. He was saying how Hollywood is like essentially going to run out of gas here soon because we're just stuck in this for like the last decade. We had like our superhero era of like, there was like 10 years of just, it was superhero films every summer. Yep. And then that kind of died off because we got burnt out on that. And then we got into the reboots, the remakes, the sequels, the legacy sequels, all that shit. And he's like, we're going to run out and fans are going to stop going to the theater because there's nothing original.
No original stuff going on.
But then we do have originality when we have like, let's see, I wrote a couple down. Movies like Weapons and Sinners and Eddington, Anemone, Train Dreams.
And there's this the new Mummy.
That just came out.
Lee Cronin
that
version of the Mummy. Yeah, I want to see that.
I want to see that.
And there's the other one that's coming out in May. Hokum. Have you seen that? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like it took a whole different type of like gothic horror.
Yeah. I love that. I love the take we're kind of moving towards into like the MonsterVerse, like the classic horror stuff.
Away from like the paranormal, more like monster stuff. Yeah,
I love it. Like, did you see there's a werewolf movie coming out?
Werewolf movie coming out around Thanksgiving, I think.
Yeah,
or
something
Christmas,
like that.
somewhere in that time frame. Yep.
I love that after the success of like Nosferatu and like some of these other Frankenstein movies, like, we're like, and now the Mummy, like we're fully in like the classic monster, and they're also doing them individually. It's not like they're trying to create a universe or anything like that.
Right. We're not trying to tie all these things together. It's just a standalone project.
And that is fine.
That's cool.
And that's how they were back in the what was the 40s?
Well, I mean,
50s? I forget.
shoot. I mean, some of those movies were like the first Nosferatu movie was like 1920s.
Yeah, something like that. Like with silent films.
Right.
Yeah, and then also like I watched Marty Supreme last night.
Okay.
That was really good.
I've heard a lot of people say that it's good. I haven't seen it.
So the guy that directed Uncut Gems, he made this movie.
Okay.
And Timothy Chalamet's the lead.
Right.
It's crazy because like just like Uncut Gems, it was just about a sketchy Jewish jeweler, you know, basically.
That was Adam Sandler, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Which was so good.
I liked it too.
Marty Supreme kind of runs the same kind of route where it's like it's about ping pong, but it's not really about ping pong. Okay. You know, he's kind of this. He's like this young. He's like 23 years old. He works in a shoe store, and it takes place in like the 70s, I think, or 80s, somewhere around that era. But his dream is to like he's hearing about how table tennis is becoming a sport around the world, but it's not in America yet. And he goes and plays at some of these events, and like he plays against this guy from Japan and like all these other people, and he's trying to get all these like these people in New York, like these like not really like gangs, but like these higher up guys that are like they're important people. They have money, and he's trying to explain to them like, you know, table tennis is going to be the next thing. Like it's going to be big as tennis, and people just don't believe him. And he's essentially just chasing his dream. Like he doesn't want to, like he's always scamming people. He's always doing sketchy stuff to get by. He doesn't want to work. Okay. He just wants to become famous and play tennis or ping pong. Okay. And that's essentially the setup of the story of him chasing this dream, but he just gets set up in so many sketchy situations and gets dicked around, and it's crazy. It's the same thing. It's just like he gets involved with really bad people. Yeah. And, you know, he screws over his girlfriend, and like he's like Gwyneth Paltrow's like in her 40s. She's like an actor, but he's like sleeping with her, and like there's just all this like shady shit going on. But essentially he ends up getting to like play against these people in Japan, and it's pretty cool.
So speaking, it's funny that you bring up ping pong. So I saw this video. I don't know if you've seen it, of this the robotic ping pong thing. No. Yeah. So somebody built this. It's so imagine like on that you're playing against this robot. Okay. It's not like a person robot. It's like this. It's on the other end of the table, and it it's this big robotic arm.
So it's like, essentially just reacting to what you're doing.
But it's like on a track, so it can get closer to the table or further away from the table, and it's like it's crazy fast. Like I watched this like I don't know, it's like a 45-second video.
I gotta watch
playing this. I don't know who the person was. I mean, some sort of like high level ping pong person.
So someone who's could challenge this
right?
machine.
It's not like me playing against this robot, right? I mean, it's like this guy is like a legit ping pong player, and it was just crazy.
That's crazy.
It's just like you can just see this arm like just flying around.
Going back and forth
and
super quick.
It's sliding like gets closer. Like if you know how you get one and it goes like it hits the net and it's amazing. Like it reacts like almost like a person. It like this little track like slides toward the table, and the arm is like super long, and you see it reach out and like flicks it over the net.
Damn.
It's like it's pretty cool.
That's wild. Essentially, we're gonna be in like 20 years. We're gonna be watching AI robots play sports.
Well, they're trying to do that. You've seen that, right? Like in China, they've got these robots that they've like tried to have like wrestling and boxing matches and stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like humanoid looking robots.
Like Rock'em Sock'em robots.
Yeah. Like legitimately like these humanoid looking robots. I mean,
so
can you imagine
their head pops up when you punch them?
Yeah. You're watching like robots play golf and shit.
Dude.
Yeah. AX-92. That's my favorite robot golfer.
Yeah, could you imagine? But also for the military, you know, like that could
No,
actually be useful.
Well, that is also a legitimate thing that's happening.
And that's not like anything new. Like, I mean, in science fiction, there's always been like that idea of like, our military advancing towards like mechanical and robotic tools and soldiers and stuff to be able to.
Like in the Star Wars movies, there was all
Call of Duty's done it. You know,
there's
but that is warfare.
Yeah. But that is real. That is real.
That's pretty cool
stuff that's happening as they try to develop better technology for soldiers.
Which this kind of brings me, and I'm sure this conversation's happened somewhere, but you know, we talk about how, you know, we just went around the moon, right?
Yep.
And you know, essentially we're planning for a Mars trip in the future,
right?
Which is, I think, amazing. And but it's like, you know, we're there's so much advancement in creating these robots. I feel like at some point we could just send robots out on a voyage to anywhere, you know?
You would, yeah.
Because, I mean,
why not?
What's going to stop you from doing that?
Right.
Yeah, it'll be expensive.
But they don't need to be, they don't need to have the same stuff available to them to keep them alive, right? You don't need to like have this pressurized thing for them to be in.
Yeah, they don't need to have like, suits. Like even the shuttle wouldn't have to be that big either.
Yeah, oxygen doesn't matter. Right.
So, because you know, you think about like the Voyager that's been out there taking photos for all these years, they're just lost out in space, and like, okay, we have that step, but like now we send out something that can actually interact with the environment.
Yeah.
And send them to other planets to like study and send back data to NASA. Yeah. Like, I feel like we should be doing that.
I feel like we should.
Versus trying to send humans out there, you know? Because I feel like trying to send humans out there is like, that's the hardest part because of how vulnerable we are, you know?
Yeah, you got to keep it like, so, I mean, right. Let me think about it. So you want to send this robot to Mars, right? Mm-hmm. And if the ship blows up, it blows up, right? I mean, okay, you just lost trillions of dollars, but
a life wasn't lost.
Our government does that all the time,
right?
They shit away money every day, right? But somebody didn't die. Like, okay, the robot blew up.
But on the other end of that, when you succeed, and you have a robot that's able to like take samples, like dig up samples, or like
you can collect all this data,
take photos, data, whatever, like and study these things. I mean, you've seen these robots that literally like sit down for interviews and have conversations with people. Like these things are becoming advanced enough to be able to do that kind of stuff.
Right. I feel like we should be able to do that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know. But
as exciting as it is as humanity to want to explore space, I still think that's crazy and amazing. But at the same time, it's a huge risk, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I mean, shit, even going to our moon was like, you know, that's the odds are against you for the most part because anything can happen.
I mean, look at how many like they you know the rockets on the launch pad, right? And it's like, well, we got to scrap it because it's the weather, whatever. Oh, you know, it's we have 40-mile-an-hour winds today. We can't do it, because it might get off course and blow up or whatever might happen. I was like, it's crazy. Like if it's a robot, you just
I mean, shit, your rocket could blow up on the launch pad.
It's happened before.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah. But I don't know. It's funny that we were just talking. I just thought of that as we were talking. Like,
that's kind of
cool. How have we not
gotten to that point
I mean,
yet?
maybe yes, it is because the robots are still in like they're not fully like I mean, I don't think there has been one yet that's like fully like been approved to be like fully operational without any problems. And because I think they're just continuously trying to advance them. And
because I guess at the end of the day, it is a machine, and machines break and
have problems.
Components go bad or don't work, and it's just like your car, right? I mean, those are made up of a bunch of computer chips and all these things, and
it would if you're going to send something that far away from Earth, and it has to be able to function with whatever connection it has, or cells or batteries or whatever it is that keeps it running.
Right.
I'm sure there's a lot that goes into that, but
that's crazy. But that's a good point, though.
Yeah,
I feel like we should be much closer to that. Maybe we are closer to it than we realize.
Yes. So a couple other things I got, so we were talking about movies and, so I went and saw another movie that was really good that I was not expecting, called The Drama.
I haven't heard of that.
Yeah. So another A24 film, which A24's been cooking.
They're yeah.
Like they still are, and they still have some things to come out. But they so I went to Gold Star in Austintown.
Yeah. Okay.
They tend to get like some of the oddball movies sometimes that don't hit big cinemas. And I'm really surprised this one didn't get it, but it's the drama with Robert Pattinson and Zendaya. It's about this couple. I'll just give like a quick synopsis of the movie.
Okay. Now
So
I know what this
he meets
is,
this girl in a coffee shop. She's deaf in one ear. They get together. The movie sets it up. They're getting married. Okay.
Okay.
So the main plot of the movie is like it's the week before their wedding, and they're having the rehearsal dinner with their friends. It's just two of them. It's a pretty small wedding party, and they're drinking and whatever. And what starts the whole thing is they ask each other, "What's the worst thing you've ever done in your life?" Like everyone go around and tell me the worst thing you ever did.
God.
And like everyone in this earth, it doesn't matter who you are. We are all guilty of one thing.
Oh yeah.
Everyone has something they've done, and so they go around the table. They're all telling like their stories or whatever. And I don't want to spoil the movie, but this doesn't really spoil it because of everything else that happens. But Zendaya's character, it's her turn to tell, and this is Robert Pattinson's fiance, right? Mm-hmm. So, and it's like 3 days from their wedding. And she's like, well, when I was 15 years old, I planned a school shooting. And it kind of just like kills the vibe immediately.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like in shock because he's like, wait, are you serious? Like,
I don't know
no
about
way.
This? Really?
And like, he's like laughing about it. He's like, there's no way. And the girl across the table is like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, and like they start calling her out and they start fighting about it, and it gets really uncomfortable, and then they leave. And now that mood has set up the rest of the film.
Okay.
And like there's just this tension
yeah,
leading up to the wedding, and it's wild.
That's kind of like one of those
It's a
things.
great movie though. It's so good.
Like I can imagine, right? You're in a relationship with this person, and it's kind of like, I love this person, and hey, we're gonna get married, and it's like, should I bring this up? Should I mention that I planned this?
Yeah.
Is this a good time? How do you bring that up?
Yeah.
That's
but
weird.
this kind of goes back to like what we were talking about, like original. Like this is an extremely original script.
Yeah.
Very good acting, great movie. I want to see more of stuff like this.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
It's so.
I'll have to check that out because I like movies like that.
Yeah, and Pattinson has just really made a huge comeback in the last few years with films.
Yeah, he kind of got when he was doing the.
Well, he got the stigma of the Twilight Saga.
That's what I was going to say. That,
and unfortunately, like those movies are okay, but
yeah, they're fun.
His career since then has been great.
Yeah, he's done some pretty.
He's got a lot of good ones, even ones that fly under the radar that not a lot of people. I mean, you've seen The Lighthouse, and
that's a tough movie to watch.
Yeah,
The Lighthouse is
Good Time's really good. The Batman's great.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about it. He was in
Tenet. Tenet's really good.
Yeah,
but he's in a bunch of stuff. I watched another movie with him in. What's her name? The girl from Hunger Games.
Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah. They did a movie recently too called, I think it's called Die My Darling or something like that, or something like that. It was also hard to watch.
Yeah.
Because it was like really grounded, really it was just like about this couple that was just like really bad for each other, and like they had a pretty shitty life, and this girl just like I don't know. It's a really good one too. It's on that level of like Anemone, the drama, like it's just got a really good original story, very realistic, relatable,
Speaking of, so we're on the topic of movies, but I'm going to switch gears.
Yeah, go ahead.
To some TV shows. So, have you seen season 2 of Beef?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have one episode left.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be curious when you finish that because the end, that final episode, does kind of like bring it all together.
Does it?
And it's like, I don't think it's done as well for Netflix. I mean, when it first came out, I think it was like up there, and I think it was the fact that people expected it to be related to the first season, and it's not. It's new anthology. Cast. It's a new cast, new story,
which I kind of like.
I liked it too. At first, it was like okay, because you know how it is when when you're following up and you're going to another season of a show and you don't know that that's the setup,
Right.
You're kind of like, I don't know if I like this.
Yeah, you're expecting Steven Yeun and
because that first season, like it was very clear what the beef was and what the issue was. It was like very obvious, right? And this one's a little bit.
The beef here's a little more.
So it's a little more subtle.
Yeah.
Like it takes probably I'd say three or four episodes to start to really kind of figure out what is actually going on.
Yeah.
Like and you're like all of these people are not great people.
Yeah, they're all kind of fucked up.
Right. And then as it obviously as it progresses, it gets even like, and you'll see that in the final episode where you're going to go, oh.
Yeah, I think I'm on the last. I have to watch the last episode. I think that's all I've left.
Okay.
But I will say, like, I knew just seeing, like, without even watching the trailer, when I saw like the title font, I thought it was a different show at first.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, no, this is just Beef, but different season.
Right.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be a different cast of people. And then I watched the trailer and I was like, oh, okay. Oscar Isaac, all these. Okay.
Yeah.
It's Kaylee Spaney. She's great.
Yeah, she's good. And that William Melton.
Yeah.
He's really good.
He is. He really is.
Yeah.
I love Oscar Isaac. He's so good at everything.
He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good.
He's had a pretty good career too.
And then the other show, have you seen DTF St. Louis?
No.
Dude, you got to watch this.
What's that?
So it's on HBO. It's Jason Bateman and the dude from Stranger Things, the sheriff.
Oh, yeah.
I can never think of that guy's name. But anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually and it's got that. You remember the dad from Step Brothers, Robin?
Yeah.
Robin, he's in it as a detective.
Oh, okay. I think I did see the trailer for this.
Yeah. So basically, I'll just set the premise up for you. So, Jason Bateman's character, he's a weatherman in St. Louis.
Okay.
And he's, doing pretty well for himself. He's married, has a couple of kids, nice house. And then he meets this guy who's a sign language guy. Like, so he does the signing when like they're on site doing weather or whatever, and they become friends. And Jason Bateman introduces him to this app called DTF.
Okay. And
it's so funny because they're at this like barbecue or whatever at Jason Bateman's house, and they're on the swing set and they're going back and forth, and Jason Bateman holds up his phone and he's like, yeah, DTF St. Louis. And the dude goes, what is DTF? And he's like, down to fuck. Like the look on it, like classic Jason Bateman, because he's like, funny. I don't want to say it too loud. I don't want my wife to hear me.
Yeah.
And then like the whole twist of it. So it's a murder mystery.
Okay.
And it's like 7 or 8 episodes. And they do a really good job of, it's like one of those where initially like, oh, this is the person that did it, right? And they're going after this person, and they charge the person, do all this stuff, and then they start uncovering some more things, and then they're like, well, maybe that person isn't the one that did it. Maybe it was this person, and it's good.
That's awesome.
I mean, it's like not. It's funny. There's funny parts.
Yeah.
It's not. It's kind of like Black Rabbit with Jason Bateman. Like, it's just his delivery. He has those
sometimes
moments,
the actors really make the shows or movies.
Right. It's like there's moments where the way he delivers something is funny, but it's not like hilarious or anything like that. It's a pretty good show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
David Harbour. That's the guy.
That's the guy. Yeah. I can never remember his name.
Yes.
I guess he's a real douchebag in real life.
I could see that.
I don't know if you've heard of
I saw some of the Stranger Things cast had some things against him.
Some nice things to say about him. Yeah, right.
I also saw, because he was in Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
I heard something around that cast too. There was some stuff stirring up that he had caused some problems or something.
Right.
With like...
but wait, yeah, you should check it out because, like I said, 8 episodes. But his character, David Hart, oh my god, like he's like fat, and I mean, like just it's like, and he's got a rough life. Like he's doesn't make a lot of money. His wife's doing like a side gig to make money, and he married this woman, and she had a son, so it's his stepson, and it's just like. And it's also a really interesting dynamic between him and the Jason Bateman character, like as how they're friends and like how their friendship develops and navigating through all of this stuff that leads up to the moment when a person ends up dead.
Yeah. Have you seen The Whale?
Yes.
You watched that?
Yes, I have.
Did you watch it by yourself, or
yeah, I did.
she hasn't seen it? God, that's such a good movie.
Do you think she would like it? Probably.
I think she likes Brendan Fraser.
He was awesome.
I think, dude, his performance in that is just like heartbreaking.
Did he win an Academy Award for that?
I think he won something for that.
I know. Pretty sure he was nominated.
He was definitely nominated.
For it.
I don't know if he did or not, but that I've seen it twice, and that is just another one that kind of stands out as like just a super original story, and
yeah,
sometimes hard to watch.
Yeah,
like just because of his performance and like him, like his physique, and
yeah,
like it's really like it's kind of disturbing in a way because like that stuff's real.
Yes,
and that's an epidemic of things that happen to people, and it's sad.
Yes,
and Sadie Sink's character is great too as his daughter, and like yeah, it's just a really heartbreaking movie. Like that one actually made me feel sick after, but I do enjoy that. She needs to watch that one. I'll have to tell her.
See, it says he won an Academy Award for Best Actor in a Leading Role. I'm trying to see like
she's coming back for A Mummy 4.
Yes, I did see
I'm actually pretty excited about that.
I did see that, and I'm trying to see why. Let me see here.
Yeah. That was 2022 already.
Yeah.
God. That's crazy.
Oh shoot, why can't I find
I also got a bad connection down here too.
Yeah, I noticed that too. I was like, why? I'm not sure why.
But that's him, Brendan Fraser and Keanu Reeves are, I think, two of the actors who have like had some of the best comeback stories in Hollywood.
Yes.
For also for people who aren't like true Hollywood people, they don't fall into that like typical famous star power kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
They both seem to live pretty modest lives. They've also had some pretty tragic lives too. Like I know Keanu and I think Brendan also had some like they lost wives or something or children or something like that.
So yes, he did win an Academy Award for that. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, it's just really awesome to see like you could tell like those are genuinely good people.
Yeah.
Who were huge like in the 90s, early 2000s, and then they kind of fell off.
Keanu Reeves was like, it's kind of like he was in Point Break.
Yeah.
With Patrick Swayze, which was like it's just like
kind
of a goofy movie, right? But
Bill and Ted.
Yeah, and he always kind of played like, and a lot of it is his voice.
It is.
He sounds like
he always sounds like that, no matter what.
Right, that's his normal voice, right?
Yeah.
But he was always in what was the one where he was on the bus with Sandra Bullock? Yeah, Speed.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like Keanu, his delivery as an actor, I don't think is great.
Correct.
But I do think he still puts everything into his acting.
Yeah.
As far as like physicality of it.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the John Wick franchise. Extremely impressive. Like sure. I don't know if you've seen a bunch of those, but like
I've seen like 3 of them. Yeah.
I mean, he knows like all kinds of martial arts and knows how to handle guns and like it's truly impressive.
Like real. Like
it's
really
fully real.
Knows that. Yeah.
So he does all his own stunts and like fights and everything. Like that's and for his age, what is he like? He's got to be in his 50s, right?
Oh, easily. Yeah.
Yeah. So
easily.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then like Brendan Fraser also coming back from like just, he was like the hot star of The Mummy. Like handsome, fit guy, and then like he went through a whole transformation over the last 15 years, and he's coming back from that.
Yeah, he's coming back. Right,
it's awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but Oh, and then the one last thing I have going off of, we were talking about A24, who's just killing it in the last couple years. They've adapted 2 new, which will be their biggest franchises. They're taking on the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I saw that. Yeah.
So fully redoing that.
Another version.
Which I feel like with the way A24 has handled horror recently, could be good. And I forget the director that's attached to it, but I know he did something really good recently. And then they are adapting Elden Ring into a movie.
Yeah, I saw that for release in 28.
Which, anyway, they aren't familiar, is a From Software video game, like open world fantasy fighting game. But who George R. R. Martin was attached to as well, as far as helping write the game. Who wrote Game of Thrones. But A24's got a good cast for it so far, and I think with how decent video game adaptations have been in the recent years too, I actually think this might be cool. So that's pretty exciting. And then the last one with our guy Zach Krager, who killed it on Weapons and Barbarian, and he's doing Resident Evil.
When is that supposed to be?
I think fall of 27 is what we're looking at, because they're just started pre-production.
So there could be next year. There could be some good stuff. There,
I will say
Resident Evil, and then The Hunt for Gollum comes out.
Oh right, yeah,
toward the end of next year.
Which they did cast Aragorn finally,
right?
Which I think is a good choice.
I do too. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, already this year though. Yesterday I was looking at it, and we are like, this might be the biggest year for movies. Like, if you go back and look, there's just so many coming out between now and December.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a good year.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, and one last thing, sorry, before I close it off on my stuff. They, because you're familiar, they are filming the Batman 2 right now. Mm-hmm. So they're doing a Clayface movie.
Yeah,
which is a totally full body horror movie.
Yeah.
It looks disturbing as hell.
Yeah.
Because when I first, like way back, when they first said they're doing a Clayface movie, I was like, dude, come on. Like, because when I think of Clayface, I think of the Batman animated series of like the Clay guy who's just like,
right.
I'm like, how can they do that though? But then the trailer dropped a few days ago, and it's disturbing.
I'll have to check it out. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
And I think it's cool that they're adapting him into his own movie before, because I think he's supposed to be in the Batman 2.
Oh, really?
But but as a standalone movie, it looks like kind of on the level how the Joker was. Mm-hmm. Like that Joker movie was pretty crazy, the first one.
Yeah, it was.
But this looks good. So
awesome.
Lots of good stuff. But yeah, I think that's about all I got right now.
All right. Good.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't really have anything else
to
add.
Cool.
No.
All right. Well, all right, guys. Well, yeah, thanks for tuning in today. Keep listening, tune in every week. Give us likes, comments, subscribe, share with your friends. Gonna try to get some guests on here soon.
Awesome. Yeah.
All right.
Sweet.
Yep. Well, have a good week. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.